Well, what a delight. Just got back from Vanuatu, second time for me. Absolutely amazing place to be. I just want to say to you that it's been such an honour to work alongside Matthew, who's worked so hard there for, goodness, close to 5 years, I guess, now. But the opportunities that God gives him there and the doors that God has opened for him there have just been incredible. So we get to come in on the back of that. And of course we meet with some of the nation's leaders, we get to meet with a lot of the church leaders, and we really see that Vanuatu is a very special place in God's eyes right now, because the way in which God is doing things there and bringing leadership together, both in the church and within the nation. But there are real challenges there too for this nation that we can pray for, and it's the only way to really get a taste for it is to go. So I encourage you, take the time, get on a trip, get there and see what God will do.
Go then to all people everywhere and make them my disciples. Baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And I will be with you always to the end of the age.
He asked God to send me to the nations. And I thought, what a funny prayer. What would God do taking me to nations? I honestly did not know what that meant. But he said to me, I feel God is saying that he is calling you to the nations, and I pray that he will prepare you and make you ready, because he's called you to go to the nations. We believe that God has put his hand on this nation. He's about to release some promises to them in the next couple of years. So it's been a great time, great fellowship with each other. We love working as a team. We sometimes get up, we don't know who's going to be talking, we don't know who's going to be ministering, but it always comes together and we just love it.
We've just returned from another successful trip to Vanuatu, this time southeast Ambrym. Sometimes people say to me, Alan, are you called to Vanuatu? Well, I think for me personally, I'm called where people are living and breathing, and we've discovered some people that are living and breathing in Vanuatu. So, hey, we have a responsibility to share the things that God has placed on our hearts with them.
Something yes, and zero place to problem me laugh so peace no is the plan. After me to stop. The place to go ask me back and say, you Ambrym, yes, and Ambrym, yes. And zero place to you, also, yes, and zero place to problem me laugh so peace no is the plan.
God is going to touch you, and he already is for some of you tonight. Some of you are already feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit. You're thinking, something's different, something's up. Paul says that one plants and another waters, but God causes the growth. And we're so appreciative for the work the Presbyterians have done in Vanuatu 150 years ago. They planted such a foundation of Christianity in that nation, and we see the fruits of that today. But we feel responsible that here in New Zealand, we need to come and water what God is doing now. And so it's not that we have all the answers for those people or that nation or even the ones that we meet, but we do have a responsibility to share the good things that God has placed in our lives with our brothers and sisters that are so near in the Pacific. So the meetings were great. We had lots of people respond, lots of young people were touched, but apart from the meetings, some of the valuable transactions I think occurred just walking through the bush and talking with people when they're showing us their gardens and showing us the bats hanging in the trees, showing us the lava tunnels coming out on the beach. Just those so-called spontaneous relationships. I think God is doing things that we won't know the effect of until either the next visit or maybe eternity. Even sometimes we'd have people come back to our guest house and sit with us, and sometimes they'd play the guitar, but they'd just listen to our conversations and we'd often talk with them and do things. I think some of those transactions had far-reaching, life-changing effects. So it was a successful trip. We ministered to the people, we encouraged them, and I think that's a hallmark. They looked forward to our coming. They received us with great welcome. They didn't want us to leave. They said, come back and stay longer. And people were so encouraging about how God had touched them. So to me, that's the hallmark that our time was worthwhile. If you're thinking of coming on a trip to Vanuatu, I say come. Step out of the comfort zone. Do something different. Maybe this will be the chance where God will not only change your life, but change the lives of those that you encounter when you're there.